Ready?
Yeah, let me, yeah. I don't know.
Excuse my voice,
Oh,
that's the side effects of the pill.
right.
But I'll take horse and say that.
Yeah, right.
Before
Exactly.
we start, I just want to apologize for last meeting, for jumping the gun on doing the staff raises. I got confused. It sometimes happens, and if need be, I can ask Cindy to reverse that.
Okay, well, we'll get to that. That's first thing on the agenda, I guess, but before we get started, you all know about Dennis Wayne Fleming. That's a shock.
Visitation tonight.
Okay, so, and he was our accountant.
That's something we're gonna discuss.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I put an updated
Oh, good,
agenda.
okay.
So
Yeah, he was a lot of people's accountant.
He was ours too.
Yeah, yeah. Gee.
Okay,
call us.
this time I'd like to call
Yeah,
me to order.
right. And we're on Zoom, you're on.
Take a minute to look over the minutes
Mhm.
and a treasury report.
We do not have a treasury
Oh,
report.
that's right, we don't.
We do have minutes for the 2 special meetings where we reviewed the policy manual.
Yeah, the one thing I can say about that is I was at the first meeting and
Did I?
I'm not listed.
Oh,
I'm sorry, I thought I had everybody in there.
For the
It'll be
special
corrected, it'll be corrected.
I want my credit.
yes, exactly.
You'll get it.
That was a long meeting, so.
You're on here, September 27th.
Maybe not, you weren't the second one,
I
right?
wasn't at the
I may
second meeting.
I
but
may have put them in the wrong order in the packet, but you're on here,
But the date is right, that's what you're
Yes.
saying, yeah.
September 27th.
Well, I
It's at the
sure
end
didn't
of
see
the-
me.
It's at the end of the regular minutes.
Yeah.
Right.
Honey.
Yeah.
Someone go, please, and thank you.
What's lunch today at Kane?
Well, I think that's what it is. The second
wrong-
meeting you put first.
Sorry. Thank you.
Okay, sounds good. So did you not give me the minutes since you emailed it to me?
No, they should be in the packet. Did you pick up a packet?
Oh, I didn't pick this up. These were
Right.
additional papers. Sorry.
Right.
Okay. I
So-
thought that was the packet. Okay. Yeah, and I already read them online. I was just trying to locate them. So, yeah. So unless someone has another, so did you find yourself? Somewhere?
Yes.
Yes, okay. So, if there are no changes, I move that we approve the minutes.
Okay.
Okay.
And you
Jeanette,
do it, all right. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
aye.
All those opposed, same sign, motion carries. Okay,
The treasurer's report, we do not have. We weren't gonna have it either way, but, we definitely don't have it since he
Right.
passed away.
Right.
Do we know
anything about replacement?
We're gonna talk about that a little further down.
Okay.
So
And
we just wait till next
So,
meeting for the treasurer.
yes. But I'm gonna do my report. The director's financial, and it's in that stack somewhere.
oh, it's not in the packet.
No, it's in the stack,
Okay.
and front page looks like this.
Financial
Okay.
report.
Yeah, there we go. It's not in that file, it's in the file that was, yeah.
It's in,
Yeah.
it's in your pile that she laid on
Yeah,
there.
it should say, right,
Right
yeah.
there.
Okay,
Okay, so,
right, I know.
I'm sorry, it's a lot today.
Yeah,
Director's financial report for October, did you find, it's this one?
so,
Okay, you can look at,
there it is.
no, you can look on with this one, this is the one that needs your initials. So deposits, we had from the sheriff, we had the property tax for oil, gas, etc. was $5,152.50. And then Clerk delinquent tax was $1,610.31. The general fund, the clerk ad valorem was $6,277.99. And I deposited $190.50 from copies and printouts and faxes into the petty cash. And then we had $15.84 through the square reader. And then we made some purchases. Last month for the board meeting, we got Little Caesars, and that was $33.95. I mailed the annual report signature page. And we have to do that certified mail. It was $8.56. And then Tessa ordered from Oriental Trading for the Halloween events. That was, and it's not just like party decorations and giveaway stuff. There's several different programs in this, and it was $499.40. And then I ordered janitor supplies, some programming supplies and office supplies from Sam's Club. And that was $248.06. And somehow the Appalachian Wireless bill ended up in my mailbox with the invoices that I saved for when I'm putting together stuff for this. So instead of playing Russian roulette with the mail system, I went ahead and paid it with a debit card. And that was $75.95. And I mailed your packets. That was $31.80. That's not right.
That went down though, isn't it? Because you just emailed
Right.
mine and
It's
Libby's.
not right.
No, I got mine
It was
in the
not.
mail.
Yeah.
Right, but I asked, I didn't mean Libby, I mean Cheryl, and I asked that it be emailed. You got it by email, right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I just copied it.
right.
I could do email too.
$6.21. That's
$6.21 for
not
the
31.
for the mailing board packets.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, that would have been
Sorry,
expensive, expensive mail.
Sorry about
Yeah,
that.
that's okay.
And then I purchased janitor supplies and some programming stuff from Walmart. It's $48.88. Ian and Broy bought some stuff to help with doing the window decoration for Halloween. That was $13.04. And then I bought some programming stuff, candy for Rita to go to Martha Jane Potter for trunk or treat, and some janitor supplies from Walmart. That was $71.79. And then the Amazon was $534.86. And we'll get to that in just a second. My total here is probably wrong, but my total says $1,566.29. But that's
That's
right.
with because the 621
Yes.
is,
Yes.
Give me just a second. I can get you the new total.
subtract 2559. Is that what you come up with?
Just gonna do it next up.
69. Oh, yeah, you're right.
$1,540.70.
Okay.
And then the next page is Amazon breakdown. By category, we spent $387.28 on books, $57.52 on DVDs, $38.08 on programming supplies, and $51.98 on janitor supplies, for a total of $534.86.
So you get reward points for volume, don't you?
We don't.
Oh, sorry. How come? I do
How? It's never offered us.
We
Like,
did have-
by volume.
We do have some Amazon
Yeah, you buy volume, you always get reward points.
Yeah, I've got stuff free before.
Yeah,
now
me
because
too.
I
And
had
when I order
reward.
something, they say just apply the reward points and you don't owe anything.
Are you using a credit card?
I'm using,
A credit card, yes, they
Yeah.
get you points, I get points for that too.
yeah,
But
but
this is
even if
Prime.
you don't you have Prime?
We do have Prime, yeah.
Then you should be generating reward points.
It
Yeah.
should come up where you order, but where
Yeah.
your
Well,
A lot,
nonprofit,
a
it
lot
may
of-
not apply.
Kindle got something like over 30,000 for Kindle books.
Well, see, right there. So if you're using that, I don't know how you would reflect it here, but you should be paying less for things because of the volume that you order from them.
You should.
Is it
Yeah.
just Kindle books?
Yeah, I think it's just Kindle books. When you order a paperback book or a hardback book or anything like that, it gives you points for Kindle books. We've got a ton
Oh,
of them, but we
okay.
don't use them because we don't use Kindle. So-
Right, okay. Yeah, and I guess, obviously, if it's a third party seller, you don't get reward points. But if you're ordering from Amazon, yeah,
But you
I
do
know.
have nonprofit status with
Yeah.
Amazon,
We're
that
tax
may,
exempt on Amazon.
that may play into it.
you're
some.
tax exempt on Amazon. That should,
It
would it?
play into
Okay.
it. Maybe, I'd check.
Yeah, and I'm gonna check on that, shoot, what was it called? It was a way that
Smile,
Smile box.
Smile Box.
I looked,
I looked at
and
it,
it
okay.
is,
closed.
yeah,
Oh, they don't do
It
it
is no
anymore.
more.
Okay, that's a shame. I would have given you
That was just recent that it closed. wasn't
yes,
it? Yeah.
yeah.
That's a shame. Hey,
Okay.
Sam.
Motion to
approve. Motion to approve the director's report.
Thank you.
I'll second.
Okay. and Liz.
Thank you.
Oh, can I ask a question there real quick? So I had to look it up last time too. Is ad valorem basically property tax?
I was wondering. the same
Okay, I
thing.
know. I looked it up last time.
I
I
had
thought,
to
well,
ask
I'm just
too.
gonna, so why don't we say property tax?
I mean, I can.
Yeah, I mean, I think that I wouldn't, I may not remember, but I mean, speak as the actual truth of the matter. Yeah, it's clear, yeah.
Okay.
You've been here about all of
Right, I'm sure it will, yeah. I just-
Sometimes they just all melt
Yeah.
together. Okay. So the vouchers. I'm gonna let each do these things. I'll go ahead and pass these.
So how are the vouchers different than the financial report?
These are things we haven't paid for yet.
Okay, these are bills that have come due.
Yes, and
Okay,
it's just another form of reporting what we're
Okay.
doing.
okay. Right, and H has to sign these
Yes.
before they get paid, okay.
Well,
Most of the stuff we order at the library is the same voice.
Okay, that makes
Yeah.
sense, okay.
and it doesn't have to be H. You are also.
Oh,
assigned-
anyone on the,
Yes.
I think we all have to.
oh, we all do, okay, we all
That's-
initial, that's right, we
That's
did that
right.
last time, yeah.
That's why we went to the bank.
Yeah, right, of course.
Documents.
Yes. Yes, please. Well, not all those pages, just the first page of that one, and then the two special meetings. Put it back here. Oh, there you go. And there was another on the back. Sorry.
While we're waiting for those, let me ask this brain trust you. If you have any experience
Thank you.
with getting I have my parents' fire safe
Oh, sorry.
that I can't find it before. I don't know that I ever had it. I didn't even remember that I had the safe. But first, of course, I went to YouTube to see how to
92.
pick and that. I couldn't do it. And-
Master documents.
Well, then I called the only one that would answer, and he said to call to contact Sentry, and for like $10, they'll give me another key. So that's what I'm trying to do, but I just wondered, what now? I did call
Okay.
Bob, no,
Now,
I
there's
didn't
another
get
one.
an answer.
There's
I
another
tried-
one in town.
That's who we use.
Who is that?
I
Someone
like-
in
we
town?
use
Yeah, Boggs.
Who are you talking about?
I don't know the name. My nephew used him and said he was great.
Okay, well, good, if you can find it, that would be great.
My brother-in-law
Because-
lives in Tennessee, but he's a master locksmith.
Okay,
I'll call him.
That's what this guy
See
is,
what-
master.
There
locksmith.
was only one in Kentucky, two in Kentucky.
well, he said that really the thing about those safes, it is heavy, and I can't imagine what's in it. I'm so
Yeah.
curious
Oh, yeah.
because we have all their papers, I just don't know, but anyway.
Have you tried breaking into it?
Oh, yeah, I have, and I didn't do any good. And so the one that I contacted was a fella in Prestonsburg. And that was the only one that I could get to answer on whatever day it was, Friday. Okay, so you corrected, you got,
No, I corrected.
you
that.
corrected that, okay, right.
I put the wrong amount down.
Oh, okay, because I'm not gonna, I trust Jeanette. I'm gonna leave it to Jeanette. Okay. All right, and anyway, he told me, don't try to fool with it anymore, but they will send you, they'll ask what the serial number and model number and everything, and they, for like $10, 15 tops, they'll send you another key. But anyway, I can't find the form, the information that they need, okay. Auto
Auto
Pro
Pro.
Mobile Locksmith, okay.
No, I don't know if he does anything. It says your car.
Car, right, okay,
634.
okay, just a minute. So here's the,
The vouchers been passed around.
yes, that is, she passed it to me, I'm putting this, I'm sorry, taking time for this. Okay, 606,
0941.
606, 634, 0941,
And 9463. It's another number.
yeah, okay, let's see.
That weekend. This morning, got that. Had been paying for an hour.
That's good.
Oh, well, that's good, yeah, is he walking around anymore?
Is your husband?
Yeah, so here's,
Yeah.
this is yours.
Holds my shoulder and can't even get to his leg there. He said,
Oh,
first thing, so I get back.
But today he did more of that, more.
No.
Oh,
He
he
just didn't hurt a whole lot. when I
oh my gosh. Okay.
So this elevator is to be paid then?
We're not sending the payment for that one yet. But I want to have it available for when they do come and fix it or do the final checks, because I'm not sure where things will be.
You want to pay them before it's finished.
Well, no, I won't pay them before it's finished, but I want to have the check there and ready. Same with hazard, fire and safety for their part of the elevator.
Oh, let me see, I didn't.
And
initial this.
DK elevator.
Did I put TK?
TK.
TK, that's ThyssenKrupp, that's the elevator company.
Mm-hmm.
I,
And that's the one you did the 10,558.
right, they'll get their maintenance payment, but not the elevator modernization payment,
Okay.
Okay, and how much is that?
which
The
the,
modernization.
it's the payment that's highlighted for 10,000.
Oh, okay, gotcha. That's only after they're completely. through.
Yes.
Okay,
But I didn't want to have to
sure.
make them wait,
Wait
because
a month, yeah,
I'm not sure where things will be.
right. What do you mean? by
This
that?
is so drawn out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Where Wayne passed.
oh, gotcha. Okay, yeah, I understand, yeah.
Being the elevator?
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean,
The
That's-
whole process.
Well, the whole recovery process, but
Getting-
you're saying specifically this elevator has taken,
It's,
what,
well,
I
they've
thought that would be
almost-
finished easily.
a year and a half?
Well,
Yeah.
they've actually been working on the modernization since July. And Brian sent me a message that said he's gonna get Rodney, the elevator inspector, to come and look and see what exactly we need to do, because the building inspector told him that we do not need a permit because we don't have to replace the ceiling where it was a already like that. Let me see if I can find what exactly he said.
Oh, well, then that would speed things up.
Depending on how quickly people respond.
Okay. Right, because you found this out, but they haven't concurred, is what you're saying.
Right. So we need to see what Rodney, the elevator guy, says. We find Brian's email.
So was this FEMA that told you that we don't have to have that?
No, the building inspector,
Oh,
the one that Brian's been trying to get to meet him. Okay, talked
Okay.
to state elevator inspector yesterday. He said he would think circumstances over this weekend and let me know on Monday of how I should proceed. He mentioned the need for fire caulking, so Brian said he'll do that. Hopefully the exposed wood. Only the exposed wood will need to be covered.
Yeah,
So he's hoping to start on it tomorrow.
good.
oh, great.
That's what we
Yes.
want to hear.
Yeah,
And I've told Jeff, the elevator modernization guy, as soon as we have clearance to bring him back in for the their elevator inspection stuff, the stuff they do before the elevator, Rodney, the elevator guy, state elevator inspector comes to look at it.
okay.
So
Maybe by the end of the week? Oh, you don't know. You don't know how soon he'll respond, right?
right. I'm not sure what Rodney's gonna say about the ceiling. It's
Oh, yeah.
50-year-old exposed wood, and that will definitely need to be covered with the fire caulking.
Mhm.
But if that'll save us from having to put in a drywall ceiling, then
Yeah.
fire caulking is easier.
Mhm.
They just
I think so.
squirt it with the squirt thing,
Mhm.
the tube gun,
And it
caulking
hardens.
gun, and they spread it, and then it'll
Oh.
harden.
Okay, yeah.
And that's not talking about the outside because Charlie, the guy with the, the
Summit
the
Engineering.
Summit, he was saying that with the
Kevin.
wood.
Oh, is it Kevin?
No, Charlie.
Charlie for
Yeah.
before.
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay.
He was saying that the outside wood has to be waterproofed. We're not getting into that, right?
Oh, at Blackie.
Yeah,
Oh, she was talking about the elevator here.
Oh,
Still in the
okay.
elevator.
Okay, yeah,
forget what I said.
yeah, that's okay.
Okay,
We'll
sorry.
get to that, right?
So.
There's lots of things going on around here.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
So yes, I'm hoping that the fire caulking will be enough and that we can just get that done and I can call in the fire alarm guy, the elevator modernization guy, and anybody else that we need to have for the final checks.
That's great.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Moving along.
I'll make a motion to approve the vouchers.
Okay, motion made to approve the voucher.
I'll second it.
Any discussion? If not, all those in favor, signify by saying aye.
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 Both none, pass.
Staff raises.
Next item on the agenda is the staff rating.
A lot of what you have in front of you today is what other libraries use to set their pay and salaries. There's
You know, while you're pulling that out, if I can just say, my main concern about what happened with these raises is that if I was making $50,000 a year or whatever, any amount, $20,000 a year, and I was given a 12% raise, it would be on that $20,000. They wouldn't go back and create another pay scale and then apply the 12% raise on it. So I think, and I'm open to discussion about this, but it was my impression when we voted for a 12% raise that it would be on the salary that each of those employees was already getting.
That was mine too.
Okay,
Mine
the
too.
question of getting retroactive or adjusting
That was
pay,
just,
that was
forget it.
later. That was not even at the same time. That was after we'd already voted a 12% raise.
but that was just retroactive to July, the fiscal year.
Yeah, that
Oh,
was
the
done at the
12%.
same time.
Right, okay,
So that's what's retroactive,
okay.
not the
So,
start.
yeah, so is there a problem with doing that? I mean, if that's everyone's agreement, I know you weren't here for that, yeah.
But what do you think?
I think it's easier to just send it to. Of course, Wayne is not here, but send it to Wayne, let Wayne calculate it.
Right, but the question is, what's it calculated on? It should be calculated on their actual salary, right?
If that's,
If they're
you made that
receiving.
clear during.
Yeah, I think it was, I mean, I don't think any of us were confused about that.
I thought that's what we were
Do
I just,
doing. I
yeah,
didn't
that's
know
what
we
I-
was gonna go back and
that was
recalculate it.
my motion, that it be,
But Broy did bring up how
That-
about,
But that was after we had voted and
Yeah.
approved that.
okay,
Then he said, well, there are some people that are making more money when they start than I'm making after all my time here, but that was a separate discussion. So,
And then you also have to consider what the job description is.
right,
Some are
and we're
make
gonna,
more.
and we've talked about that some, we're gonna go over those, but you're right, yeah,
but
that's, I
that
mean,
should have already
we're-
been in their base salary, I would think.
Yeah.
You know, if you're a head librarian, and you should make more than someone who's an assistant
mhm.
to.
And I
you.
think that's already the case.
It is,
I
isn't
mean,
it?
you went back to $13 an hour, but nobody here makes that, right? Right now.
Right.
Okay, so I mean, I can understand that as being when you do a new hire, maybe you use that calculation. And I'm fine with coming up with a formula. I mean, I think it was all our intent that you and in cooperation with us come up with a formula to recognize the value of years of service. But I don't think going back to a pay scale that doesn't even exist among your employees right now makes sense. Do you know what I mean?
I was trying to make things a little bit more even across the board and account for service years and education level and
Well, I
Other
understand your
factors.
intent and I don't see anything wrong with your intent, but the reality is that
what we voted on.
what we voted on is that the wage that they were getting at the time that we voted,
Add 12%.
add 12% to that,
Yeah.
right?
Okay.
And so I don't know how we do that since we voted on that in was it August or September? Was it just September?
it was
It was
August.
It was August, okay. Then whenever, and were we gonna say it goes back to July? Is that what we said?
Yeah.
Then they need to get paid to catch up, you know, that amount. And I know that's gonna be a challenge without an accountant.
Yeah.
I do understand that, but I think unless anyone disagrees, that was certainly my understanding. And then we can talk about, you know, the formula.
Yeah.
I'm fine with talking about the formula, but and certainly you could, you know, you can say that the starting wage for a full-time employee with minimal, I mean, I think it would be reasonable to establish for future hires that you believe that a starting hourly wage, and then we can talk about it, would be blah, blah, blah. But you don't have, you know, everyone here has years of experience, so I don't want to be beating a dead horse. Do you all agree? Do you?
We
Is
know
there
what
any-
you're saying.
Yeah. what I'm trying to say. That's a horrible expression anyway. I don't know why anyone uses that, beating a dead horse.
Do I-
Or
do I-
skinning a cat.
Do I have a motion for a 12% across the board raise, retroactive to July?
Yeah.
Fiscal
I
year.
so move.
Okay, Madeline made the motion. Any further discussion?
Somebody has to second.
I'll second that.
Okay, Cheryl second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Right.
All those opposed.
So
same
this
sign.
just goes to their salary they were getting.
This is
Add 12%.
add 12% to the salary that we're getting. Yeah.
That should solve it.
Say that.
That's still a good raise.
Yeah, it's a very good raise. So we're gonna expect great things, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean,
Yeah.
and that's, you know, like I said, I believe in working in investing in your workforce, but also, you know, that gives us the right to.
We might want to work on a pay schedule or something like that.
Right, I think that,
Adds the
so you
year
have
of-
something in here with that,
There
right?
are several pages, and if you want to look at them, just get back to me.
I've, been in several meetings, several organizations, and we always have a 1-year plan, a 3-year plan, a 5-year plan.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we should start on a 1-year plan.
That's a good
That be
idea.
included.
Don't we have that because,
Long range plan?
Yeah.
Not in writing. And it's mostly building stuff, which kind of got blown.
I
out
thought
of
we
order.
worked on a
Yeah.
5-year plan once before, since I've been here. You were saying you had to do a 5-year plan, probably
sorry.
about 2 or 3 years ago.
With the
When I
Kentucky
first
Library
came.
Association.
That brings up another,
Ian, did you
Yeah.
want to say something? You,
Yeah, the only thing that I just want to point out to everybody is going back and resetting it to retroactive, the 12% is gonna give some people like a $4 or $5 an hour pay cut.
what?
Yeah. Yeah,
Why would
I
that-
don't understand.
because,
Okay.
because there are people here who were making about $15 an hour when that raise was given. And then they got that adjustment, it bumped them up over $20 an hour. And now going back and retroactively fixing it, taking it back to the 12%, taking down to like 16 something.
Okay, but, okay, I'm confused then because you were all making more money than the base
So,
salary.
Yeah.
So, like, if you were making $15 an hour, then you should have gotten 12%.
And it would put us
On
at,
that.
and it would have put, at 15, it would put us at 16.8. Okay,
Okay,
but the thing is that with the pay scale that was done, it was given before the 12%.
credit, okay, additional credit.
So
Well-
the thing is that some of the people got that and went up to like 20 something dollars an hour. And then now if that goes away, now they're gonna get cut back down to.
I see what you're saying. So,
You-
so
you
what
want-
we need to,
make an amendment to the motion.
to an
But,
amendment,
I have a question. So
Yeah.
you're saying that the formula that was used to give the temporary raises was more than 12%, is what you're saying?
Yeah, because it applied before the 12%. The formula applied before the 12%. So, for example, say somebody was making $15 an hour and the formula would have brought them to 8.
Because
They
of
were given
time
the
here
18
and
before the
education.
12%.
Okay. so,
So then now they would be making 18 plus 12%, and then whenever they go and have that taken away, now they're gonna lose a huge portion of their pay that they've had for the last 3 or 4 months.
okay, so what we need to amend, what we need to say is, we need to also apply the formula, but not use the $13 an hour as the pay,
That's his pay
as the
scale.
basis. So if you're making $15 an hour or 18 or whatever, and that's what you were making before, well, even, should we say after or before the 12%? That's the question, I guess.
Yeah.
I understand the confusion, but the point is, it should not be mutually, it should not be one or the other. You should get the 12% raise and then also get additional
Raise that was,
credit for your years. But if we're using your actual pay to add that additional money to, then it would have to be more.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be losing anything, you'd have more. So,
The sensible thing to do is just add 12% to the current pay. Hold, if you're making 5,000 a month, add 12% to it and move on and don't worry about the hourly wage. Because it has to be more than what you're making.
right, but I guess the thing is,
Nobody here is making 5,000 a month.
Just use
yeah,
as an
yeah.
example.
So,
No, what it was is that the formula that was used was actually, in some instances, more than a 12% raise.
Yes,
Is that,
yeah,
because, for example, so let's say $10 an hour to make it simple. You have $10 an hour, you get, let's say a 10%, so bring you up to 11, right? The formula, if somebody had been here longer and had an education and stuff like that, if they had gotten the maximum out of it, it would have
Right.
gave them $5 an hour, which would have put them to $15 an hour. And then they would have got the 10%, or, you know, so that would give them up to, you know, $1.50.
Well, okay,
on top
so-
of 15.
So do you think this would be fair then, whatever your wage is? Do we want to have those bonus dollars added on after the 12% raise?
You
Because
know,
I think that's the only way we can do it, because,
If not, you're gonna penalize the people.
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. So I think, but it's gonna be a little complicated because
Yeah.
you need to go back to whatever everyone was making in, when did this go in?
July
When was
1st.
this implemented? This was
Oh,
implemented,
this year.
oh, was it retro?
Until July.
July, okay, so really you'd need to look at June. Apply 12% to that. And then add the dollars that
Were added later on.
were added as part of the formula. Are you all following? Do you all agree?
yeah, I do, but you know, I just feel like we need to look at it before we
Right.
go forward. That's,
Yeah.
Well, okay, can we table that and have the formula ready for the next meeting? That way,
I mean, I
Well,
think we need to look at numbers
Right,
before
right.
we.
Look
pass
at the
something.
actual numbers.
Yeah.
Okay, so, and the formula would remain the same, am I right? Does
Well,
anyone have any objection with the formula other than the $13 an hour's base salary? That was my only objection.
Think, I didn't do enough for people that had been here a really long time.
Okay,
There was
yeah.
one of these that
Like-
had like,
but Roy was one that,
Brought it up, but Grace has been here the longest, right? Am I
Peggy's
right?
been here
Peggy's
longest,
been here
Grace
longest.
is second longest.
35 plus years.
Okay,
And the pay scale stopped at 10.
right,
At
so,
that point, yeah,
okay.
but,
I don't see how you can go back and reward people for past work so much. I think we should go from July 1st of this year on. You can't go back and reward people. They've worked for 30 years for that price. They knew what they were getting. I mean, I
think it was
don't
just-
understand how this works.
So do you have the formula in here, or it's from last time's meetings?
it's from last time and I can get it.
We wanna, I mean, I'd kind of like,
We wanna,
if we can. Well, I don't know. What do y'all think? Do you think we need to wait until the next meeting or focus on this right
Cheryl
now?
said she wanted to see it, before.
I just,
Visual.
it was, I mean, does anyone else feel that way? I
Could
mean,
you bring us like what people are making? Can we have that available to us? Or is that
Yes.
against the law?
no,
No, I
as
think
long
it's-
as we don't say, I mean, it's an open records thing.
Mhm.
Anybody can come in and request the names of employees and what they make.
Well, we really don't want the names. We just
No.
want the, you
We
know.
just
I've
want
got
to
To see how it
experience
would
how-
impact them. Yeah,
Okay, let
And
me.
how many people it would.
and how many, right, yeah.
let me
Because
step out.
it didn't apply to part-time, right?
Well, they got the 12%. And
But they
that's,
didn't.
Oh, but they
They
didn't
didn't
get the
do that.
formula. Okay,
And anybody who would have been making less with the adjustment didn't get it. So
I think we should table this until
Yeah.
further investigation.
oh, you do, okay. Well, so no,
We're gonna
that would
have
be no
to
change.
sit down, have a gathering.
Mhm.
with it.
And focus
Because
on
if
nothing but that.
we don't want it
Okay.
to not be.
Right, right,
Uh,
If
fair.
you want, we can call a special meeting and then.
Let's do that.
Yeah, that's fine, yeah.
I just wanted to point it out because, you know. I
Yeah,
don't want
that's-
anybody
I'm glad
to
you
get
did.
upset.
Right, and that's
Yeah.
not our intention, is to have your pay cut.
Yeah. I don't-
Actually, it should increase your pay, yeah.
Okay,
So we're gonna, she'll give us that and we can ponder, what would be a good time for a special meeting?
that's it.
I'm gonna be, I know we've met on Mondays before, but I'm gonna be out of town next
And
Monday.
I have an appointment next Monday.
We can do it on Wednesday.
Wednesday, the,
Would that be
let's see, what is that? The
25th?
25th? Yeah, I think I could,
Not complicated, didn't it?
Yeah, so could we,
Shouldn't be.
No.
yeah, but I think numbers are always complicating for me. Could
What
it
time?
be, yeah, could it be in the afternoon or
It's up to
12:30 or something? I have something from 10 to 11:30 in
at
Wise.
12 noon.
12,
Well, maybe we could
For
meet
one?
up with Neon again.
yeah, meet at 12:30. I mean, I don't think I could be there by noon from Wise.
While
So-
you're out, we decided that we'd have a special meeting just on Saturday,
Okay,
October the 25th at 12:30.
Okay.
No, it's not gonna be set anytime.
where?
Well, an hour from
Could we go-
Wise should work.
Can we go back to your place and?
You're
Neon
welcome.
lights?
You're
Yeah.
always welcome. We might have to go out in the big room, but
That's fine.
At
That way you'll be
Neon
closer
lights,
to
yes,
Wise.
right, yeah, that'd
12:30?
be
Yeah.
perfect, yeah.
yeah, 12:30.
Right. Well, that's true, but,
I might furnish refreshments.
Could meet at the
yeah,
Jenkins
well,
Library.
yeah.
Yeah, that,
Yeah.
Oh,
No,
well,
it doesn't matter.
since she
If
has
we
to go to
wouldn't be-
Wise.
if it wouldn't be, interrupting, do they have a meeting room there?
They do.
They do have a meeting room, but this is on what day?
On
Wednesday.
Wednesday.
I know they have some programs on Monday. I don't know about Wednesday.
Whatever you wanna do.
What I'd like to see is what they would make doing their base salary plus a 12% increase. And then what they would be making
Yeah.
using this formula you
Right,
did,
I agree. Yeah,
Yeah,
just a contrast.
yeah.
I can make a chart.
right. And actually, but well, we can decide. We can decide.
That's the purpose of the meeting.
Yeah.
Okay, so do we want to do Jenkins or come to my place?
Jenkins has a painting class on Wednesday,
Okay, let's go to, yeah.
Yeah,
we'll-
coming
we'll-
down.
Okay, Neon lights.
so neon
Don't
lights.
feel like you have to do anything though.
I know.
We can all bring something.
Yes, we.
Okay,
She does.
next item on the agenda is the building projects.
Building projects, yeah, well, you already got the elevator update. Let me finish putting this in. first. I will make signs and announcements for the special meeting. So in the FEMA meeting this past week, which did get rescheduled to, well, it got changed to an earlier time because Tanji had an appointment she couldn't miss. It sounded like we had signed off on everything and it had gone to the review team for the plans. So I'm hoping I'm gonna hear something this Thursday during the phone call that says that we can just proceed. They did make another suggestion for the building at Blackie, which is this stackable blocks that are concrete, and they wouldn't be up against, and this is for Blackie, wouldn't be up against the building. Like it wouldn't be attached, but it would be right in front of with like a little gap so that nothing like it would protect them from rushing water, protect the building from rushing water and any debris that might do damage to the 4 foot that the but I haven't I sent it on to Charlie, but I haven't heard anything about the plans for Blackie yet. I'm just hoping we get that done soon so I can submit that to FEMA also.
Yeah.
And where are we at Neon? We're just,
Just waiting for FEMA to say,
oh,
Go
okay,
ahead.
go ahead. Okay, that's, you
they-
said that.
they
first,
do
I'm
have-
sorry,
the committee that looks at the plans does have the plans.
Okay.
And the mitigation guy, Jerry, said he was gonna try and push it through the committee really fast. And actually, a gentleman that called about bringing a donation of books here was talking with them about what the holdup was, and apparently he used to work at
yeah.
FEMA,
Oh,
so he's
there's
gonna
always-
try also. So I'm hoping and praying that we get good news this week. In addition to elevator good news.
Mhm.
Just knock on. I do, well, it's further down, but, do you guys want to go ahead and talk about ceiling and other repairs at Jenkins, since we're talking building projects?
What happened?
Yeah, yeah, I didn't see.
Well,
Yeah.
White House construction, and there's estimates in your stack. Let me find that. White House construction, it's this one.
Oh, okay.
White House construction did a couple of estimates for them.
What's wrong with the ceiling?
There's some mildew on the ceiling in the meeting room, just in the meeting room. And I think it's because that room does not get a lot of, circulation. This one.
Okay.
And, so we actually have two estimates from White House construction. And one is just to clean and reseal the ceiling in the meeting room. And then the second one is to pressure wash the outside of the building, reseal the wood. I guess it's siding, or well, it's shiplap there also. Reseal it. And then do some work on the roof, which is expand the gutters in a few places. Some of the screws that seal the tin roof there are coming out. He said, he showed me pictures. And this is for, the second estimate is for cleaning the outside of the building, pressure washing it, sealing it, sealing the roof and replacing any screws that have come out, and expanding using gusher guards for the guttering. So the first one for the meeting room is $1,130 and looks like 98 cents. No, that's 2 zeros. No,
No, it looks like
it looks
98.
like 98.
Yeah.
Except I don't see any.
Oh.
I'm sure
any-
there's something in there somewhere that's 98 cents.
Doesn't look
It's
like
probably-
those.
And then the second one, which is the outside of the building, is $11,856.01. Oh, that's a zero.
Yeah, he's got some funny zeros. So I know you don't have to get, what is it, under 35,000, you don't have to get multiple bids.
Right.
But have you
I can get a
thought about having someone else look at it? I mean, I don't know, is it hard to do that?
It's hard to find anybody to do anything.
Right,
with
I'm
me.
sure that it's probably,
I'm on my
Yeah.
fourth contract. where I
Wow.
called.
right, yeah, I know.
I can call Brian and see if he can do an estimate for us too.
Yeah, I mean, I just think people have different ways of resolving these problems. And it would be interesting to see what numbers they would come up with.
Yeah.
Don't you think? What do y'all think?
How old is the building now?
It's what, 25 years?
It really looks very good for a 25-year-old,
it
yeah,
does.
you know.
But,
And it's located on the creek bed with lots of trees at the back.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I know
Yeah,
we
and-
need to, I know we
Yeah.
need to stain and seal the
Yeah, you
wood
have to if you. want
every
it to.
so many years. I don't.
It looks really good for
Well,
this,
then you
it's old, it really does.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, this probably is not at all, this is probably very reasonable.
good
I'm
to have
just
two
thinking, I
Yeah.
think it's best.
It-
Yeah,
it won't
to
hurt
me,
to get
yeah,
another
yeah.
bid.
and this looks normal, you know,
Yeah, I don't
going
see
back-
anything inflated. really.
looking at the facial boards again and snow guards, that's great.
Mhm.
You know all about this stuff.
Yeah, I sure do.
Right,
All
I bet
kinds of
you- yeah, you're a
construction,
good person to look it over,
But-
yeah.
You know, and
Okay, yeah. So I've got a note for me to ask Brian for bids for Jenkins.
Good.
So we don't need to talk about that.
Do I
one
need
first
to-
one?
Do we need to make that in the form of a motion?
No,
Okay,
the fire system for Blackie. I looked at the email that Barrett sent me and I did not have to call him for clarification because he says it right in here. The first estimate is for adding smoke detectors to the existing security panel. I'm sorry, that's wrong. That's the second one. The first estimate, the one that was less, was like $5,000. Is for. It's for a full alarm system. This would monitor your existing security panel and have one monitoring agreement for both panels. So it would be like flashing smoke detectors. The second one is adding smoke detectors to your existing security panel and installing a cellular communication. I think I have those backwards.
Okay, what is, installing cellular communication? Who do they communicate with?
It communicates to them. They do the monitoring and then they would send alerts to,
Fire departments?
yes. They would call or they would contact the fire department and whoever the contact person for the library would be for that. So even though the more expensive one said it was a suppression system, it's not a suppression system. It's monitoring and fire alarm.
Okay, so wouldn't it, well, I mean, I know I'm asking all these questions, but
Questions are good.
but they're in Hazard, it seems like it would go directly to our fire department.
Yeah, that's,
Mhm.
I mean, maybe you could do both, but I
Yeah,
mean, wouldn't
I
that
think-
make more sense? I mean,
like the
maybe
Blanket
I'm
Fire Department.
I'm misunderstanding.
4 mile
Oh,
away.
yeah, right, yeah,
Yeah, somebody has to monitor the system though.
okay. And they've got 24-hour, they must have it set up to where, okay.
Yeah.
I guess. I just know,
Sounds
like,
right to me.
like on a surveillance camera, if you have it set up, it automatically calls the police. You don't have to see it and then call the police, but I don't know anything about it.
Any question?
Nope.
I went and picked up 2 fire extinguishers from them, and you said that I get a discount on my insurance. So I need to report that to John Swisher. Huh?
You might want to get all three, Vector 2,
What's that now?
that's carbon monoxide. Got a basement?
Yeah,
I thought
Okay.
you had to have gas.
Hmm.
Thought you had to have gas for carbon.
oh, I
Monoxide.
think I've got one.
I have carbon monoxide monitor in my house and I don't have gas for anything.
Yeah,
Oh,
they
really?
do that now, yeah.
Oh,
I
okay.
thought it was just for gas.
Huh, I'll have to.
So the
Okay.
full system, which is number 1760, that's the first one you talked
Mhm.
about in here, is the one that's $9,074.80.
How much? 9,000?
$9,074.80. And then the second one, which is the 1761, is the one where they add smoke detectors, and that's $4,422.91. And these are the estimates that I gave you last month.
Okay.
Okay, do you have any further discussion?
Do we need to have a motion to approve it?
Yes.
I move to approve the estimates or to
Amendment.
approve the,
Okay, second,
Second.
Which one did you want to go
oh,
with?
can we not, we're gonna pick one of
Yeah,
those.
it's-
I'm sorry, gotcha,
Sorry,
okay.
it's 2 systems.
Or I thought these were
Yeah.
both, okay, just a minute.
Well, the top one would be all of it together. And the bottom one is just adding smoke detectors and
Gotcha, okay.
heat
And-
detectors.
And this is just for this library.
No, it's for black.
It's for Blackie. I don't, okay. All right. Oh, it says right there. Blackie Library. I don't know what y'all think. Should we go with the full fire alarm system? You seconded it and we didn't know what we were picking. So what do you think, Jeanette?
I was thinking the first one.
The first,
the-
that's what
the
I mean, the
90,000?
higher,
I mean, the
more expensive
9,000?
one, yeah.
Okay,
So I agree. So that's what I moved, that
Okay.
we accept the first, that we get the 1760
okay.
system.
So
And Jeanette seconds that.
Okay.
when I call them to get them to start that, they will need a deposit of half of that. So $4,537.40. And I can write that out of the state fund if somebody will stick around to sign it, please.
I can do that. You need two or just one?
Just one.
Okay.
But
Okay.
I'm gonna put it right here in my way so that I don't forget.
Okay, all right.
Okay, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
I.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mhm.
I'm sure Barrett will be very happy to hear that. Policy manual, that's a placeholder.
Okay, well, can I say a few things about it?
Absolutely.
Okay, I've started making the revisions. I'm about a fourth of the way through. But one thing I wanted to ask you all about is I do write, and I am cutting out what I see are redundancies, if that's okay. And then you'll have the original, and then what I want to do, and I think by the 25th, I can probably bring it. You know, I could,
So
I,
not put it on the agenda for the 25th, but pass them out.
but yeah,
we
and then
can-
you all can look at it
Yeah,
Okay.
and compare. So if you think I've cut something that shouldn't have been cut or whatever, you know, I won't have my feelings hurt at
Well-
all. But that way you'll get a chance to give me some feedback before we,
but we
Vote on
saw those over and over, you
right?
know, as we went
Yeah.
through.
Yeah, exactly. So I
yeah,
just
I
wanted to,
appreciate that.
yeah,
That's great.
okay.
So that's really gonna be tabled, right?
Right, and that'll be tabled for, you said it's a placeholder, but yeah,
Yes.
okay.
Okay, next is trustee certification.
That's also in the handouts. Um,
Oh, okay,
sorry, there's a
that's all
lot.
right.
And let me find them and I can show you what they look like.
Oh,
There's
it's
one
that,
that's
okay,
red
it's
and
red,
I may not
okay.
have it. So the one is what KDLA has suggested for their checklist. And I think when I proposed the policy, I just left it as it was. Or maybe took out a few things that we don't do, that's on the checklist, the one that's not red at the top.
Oh, there's, oh,
And then,
oh, the orientation
yes,
checklist,
sorry.
okay.
Um, so it can all be done online now.
Mhm.
I can help you get set up with a Blackboard account for KDLA's Blackboard system. And you are welcome to do them at home, the continuing education class webinars. Or I can set you up here if you wanted. And actually the certification of board members is for the standards committee, Kentucky
Okay,
Kentucky Public Library Association. It's points, the same way that putting the hours that the library is
Right.
open next to the front door, or having a certain number of open hours, how many employees have a master's in library science.
Right.
All of those go toward points.
and how are those points used?
they don't do anything. They just give us
A certain rating.
yes.
Okay.
Like,
Okay.
this is
Yeah, but
from a
that's
few
good, yeah.
years ago, and this is an essential rating.
Mhm.
I think the first year I did it, I did a few things that would put us up to the step above essential. I haven't done one since we closed for COVID, so
Mhm.
it might be time. I think I might wait until we open the two branches back up and then do the assessment.
Mhm.
But yes, if you guys wanted to go through the certification process, I will be happy to help you get signed up and do the stuff.
So it's all online.
I have a Blackboard account through some classes I took years ago.
I thought I was never gonna have to use Blackboard after I retired.
They're actually separate for each institution. So
Okay.
we'll get you signed into the
Yeah,
the
'cause you have
KDLA
probably-
one. I have one for KDLA.
Yeah,
It's a learning process.
Mhm.
It's really not very hard. You just have to go in and shop for the courses that you want to take and put them in your cart, and then you are registered for the courses and you have a certain amount of time to take them. Like when I do the course for sending information to the DLG's site, then I have to take that class over again because I always forget what I'm supposed to do for the DLG's website.
Mhm.
And that class stays in my cart for like 2 weeks. So some of them are available indefinitely, some of them have a limited time.
Okay,
But
that's great.
yeah, if anybody wants help getting into Blackboard, I can help you.
Yeah, can you just send out the Blackboard link to those of us that have
Mhm.
email?
Yeah.
And then, I mean,
Actually,
it's
I'll send
good.
it. I'll
Yeah,
send it through Messenger. That's easier.
okay, all right, that's fine. I don't know if Cheryl wants it through email or something.
Email or just digitally somehow, so you don't have to
Yeah.
type in the
Yeah.
URL.
Yeah, so the link,
Okay.
but I'm kind of disappointed. I thought that we would have more opportunity to have it take some training as a group
Yeah,
And somebody,
and be able to ask
mean,
questions. Is
once-
that not an option?
It is. Once
Oh,
we have a
okay.
new regional consultant for Kentucky Department for Libraries and Archives, I can ask that they come and do the training. Or Alicia, I believe, is doing trainings now, so I can ask her to just come at some point and do the training for whoever wants to come. And that depends a lot on her schedule, but she would probably give me some times to choose from.
Yeah,
Or let you guys choose from.
because I can understand that this would be some basic universal things we've learned. But
Mhm.
rural libraries are different than urban libraries, are
Yes,
different
they
than,
are.
and so I would.
we've got questions that would not apply to it.
Right, exactly.
Mhm.
So I think it would be more helpful and,
And since we got 3 libraries,
right. Yeah.
Four.
four,
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, so your regional consultant, you don't have one right now?
No, Alexa, who was our regional consultant, her last day was this past Friday. She had to leave for some family stuff,
Mhm.
both good and bad. I'm not going
Okay.
to tell you the bad, but the good is they're expecting their second child,
Oh, good.
like next
Okay.
month. She's
Okay,
very
good.
excited. So I will.
But they'll be appointing someone to cover that, right?
They will
Yeah.
hire somebody to
Okay.
cover the East region.
Okay,
I know if we do, like, if 3 or more of you are in a room together, I have to announce it as a special meeting. So we'll see what KDLA says about when they can come,
okay.
and then I'll let you guys know what dates to choose from.
That sounds
And then
good.
we can-
That sounds like a good. Do you use Doodle Poll or Google or whatever? You
I was
just
just
send out
gonna-
some dates.
I
That's
was just
fine.
gonna
Yeah.
send out
Yeah, there's not that many of us. It shouldn't be a problem.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let me make a note.
Ian was gonna say something.
Yeah, what were you
Oh, I
gonna
was
say?
just gonna.
Right, yeah. Yeah,
And actually, if we have somebody coming here to do trustee training, we might invite the closest libraries systems to join. if
Sure,
there's-
right, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's something I would like to add to the new business is the decision we made not to have staff here. I'd like to revisit that.
Okay.
Yeah, I've got,
Oh, you got it on your addition to that, okay, yeah.
okay. Next item is the van rep contest.
Mhm.
I'm, meeting with the superintendent to get permission to go into the schools and present to.
Good.
You're gonna go in or we're gonna go in?
I'm just, no, I'm presenting it to the superintendent so that we can
So-
go in.
Denise,
So that
okay,
then we can go in, yeah, okay. If you need someone to go, also, let, I think one of us know, or Ally or someone. Yeah, because I'm thinking about you being hoarse, you don't
Yeah.
wanna stress that too much, yeah.
Could you go with Howard
oh, absolutely.
to see Denise or the board? You have to go before the board.
Yeah, probably.
Mhm.
Just
But
let
I'd
me
see
know.
the superintendent to see the process
Right,
and set up a
Okay.
process to go through.
Okay.
And we miscalculated how many schools. There's actually 11 because
oh,
Jenkins.
yeah, okay, so there's 11.
But so I think it would be hard to do 11 panels. Maybe we should do like age ranges instead of all of the schools. Maybe have a panel for high school students and junior, and then 2 for kids, like anything below junior high.
Well, at middle school, you mean, we don't have.
Right.
junior high, yeah, yeah, but, well, I don't know, there is a lot of, so you think there's not room for 11? Did we include AB combs too, did we?
No,
They're not in
So-
Letcher County.
Oh, no, what is it, right over in
the old one.
Arley Boggs, that's what I was thinking, did we include them when we made the list? Okay. So 11 is an uneven number, I don't know, what do y'all think, there's so much,
I think if we get into that many, the panels, it's not a huge van. The panels
Yeah,
are
you
gonna
don't
be
have much room
small.
there, so.
But we can do the windows.
yeah, you can do the windows that, and have that, so that you can see
See
out,
out,
but
okay.
not see in.
Mhm. And we need to fit the logo on there a couple of places.
I'll measure the van and see what.
Okay,
space we
see
got.
what, because I think ideally it would be a great thing. I think kids would be more enthused if they knew that someone in their school was going to
Okay.
get it, that would be,
The other thing is too, you don't necessarily have to do it in panels. If kids draw a bunch of stuff, you can take their drawings. And give it
oh,
to whoever does the design
and
and say, can you make something with all?
make a
these
collage with
And they
this.
could place them however they.
Like a mural.
Sure, exactly,
Yeah.
like a mural, right?
We're not
and-
talking about picking one from each school, are we?
Yeah,
That was the original idea.
So that's 11. We would have to put on a Explorer.
You can put 5 on the side and 1 on the back.
5 on each side and 1 on the back, yeah. But I mean, I think what Ian's point is that it doesn't have to be like, here's one, we're not asking,
Get
That-
to blend into.
yeah,
Yeah,
and then kids
you-
could recognize
you
their
could give
artwork,
You could give their drawings to whoever does it. And
right,
say, hey, we have 11 of these drawings, we want them all on the book in some way.
integrated,
that
yeah.
would look good and have it.
And then
like,
we'd
yeah.
be
And
able
then
to
whoever
look
does
at
the
it, yeah,
design can position those however they need to, and,
right,
that's probably gonna work a lot better than trying to do panels.
just, yeah, I can see that,
And look a lot
right. Do you have someone in mind that could do that?
better. I don't know, it's whoever does the wrap.
You have someone,
I've
H,
got him in my
There's a-
phone. It's Billy with,
Got a hazard in it.
Yeah,
I'm
Yeah.
sure.
he does all the race cars.
oh, he does, oh,
And churches.
okay, good, okay,
He was doing a church last time I was down there.
okay.
It was
Who
really
does
nice.
MCHCs? Because they've got every one of theirs wrapped.
Mhm,
they do have all theirs wrapped.
They do.
I could,
mhm,
We're using
Called their-
someone called Sign Guys, but they're in Prestonsburg.
well,
mhm.
the last time I had the van, I had vinyl applied. That was awning and sign out of Pikeville, but I don't know that they can do wraps.
Mhm. That's different than a sign,
Different.
But
than
yeah,
vinyl.
so I like that idea, so maybe, you can talk to, I don't know. So you think that 11 winners is too many, Libby?
I think that's gonna be hard to fit on. You may just have to do a little
No,
things like
no,
this,
they'll be. they'll be-
like poster size.
Yeah,
On
Yeah.
an Explorer,
yeah.
Well, it's,
you have to put it
it's
on
a,
top of it.
it's a Sienna. It's got a big,
It's a
got a
van, but
long, it's a van.
It's,
so-
one side is higher than this table here.
Well, I'm just doubtful.
And that's
Okay.
one side, and you got the other side, and then you got the back. And
Well,
you
I
can do
mean,
the hood.
we would certainly get,
We don't want our
approval.
bookmobile to look awful though.
I had some, last time I had some pictures, but you know, had different scenes.
well, we'll get to approve the design before it goes on. So we can, but I don't think it's asking too much to select a winner from each school. I don't think, what do you think, Cheryl, Jeanette?
I was just looking at elementary, middle, high school, you know, if we're going to.
Oh,
or
do it that way?
yeah, that's one way of thinking about it, but
what if we did a winner from each school and then had those designs have like, I don't know, however many panels we can fit on the van chosen from among those. So each school would have a winner, it's just certain ones would be on the van.
No, I think they'd be disappointed if we present it as this is a contest to be put on the van. I mean, maybe we could think of something else that it could be used for. I don't know
You
what.
could say first, second, third.
Yeah.
I don't.
well, you know, you could even do something like favorite books, you know, drawings, you know, of your favorite book or characters of favorite
Mhm.
books, you know, like smaller components, you know.
Well, we don't know what's coming out, so
Yeah, I mean, I think you want it to be more open than that is what you're thinking.
Yeah.
I don't think we necessarily have to have a theme.
I will
No,
say that
the
there
more
are a lot
we
of
restrict-
talented kids.
Yeah,
So,
there
you know,
are a lot of,
Yeah,
yeah,
inevitably from each of the schools, you'll at least get one or two.
that are
really
good.
good.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think,
we got a lot of talent.
yeah, I don't think that 11 is too many, especially if we consider what Ian's talking about, that you could have, you know, I don't know what, a draw, you know, you could break down a drawing
Yeah,
Yeah.
so that
I'm
it
saying,
wasn't.
one would be like this and this.
Mhm.
That's one school, and you have enough for 11 of them.
Okay. All right, and you're gonna measure,
I'll
so
measure.
we're saying, yeah.
Get the dimensions of the van.
But of course, we can change the dimension of the design.
yeah, that's
once
what I
we
was
get it,
gonna
yeah.
say.
Yeah, you can shrink,
Turn
yeah,
it,
Yeah.
Right,
do
yeah.
whatever it fit. And that's what
Yeah.
I was saying is, you know,
yeah,
when you take it to the design person, you know,
Yeah.
you can just tell them, hey,
We
make
need
this,
to
make
make
this
this-
look good and then show it to us and then we. can
right,
choose.
exactly, and we can decide, yeah. Okay, sounds good.
And so that concludes the wrap on the library head meeting.
I understand our thinking.
We did not vote on that.
We did not vote on it, that's true. And the thinking was that we didn't, well, someone else want to say, I mean, I think,
I think Jeanette brought up the idea of having them meet separately.
right, well, we did say that, one of the things that when we went through the policy manual, the fact that there weren't regular staff meetings, and we said there need to be regular staff meetings was one of the things we said. And then we were talking about that it could be the week after we have a board meeting, so that if we had any questions about reports, then that could be relayed to them.
So the head librarian meet the week before we met.
Week after.
Week after to get
Yeah.
feedback from us. But I think I do, and we can certainly discuss this. I think one of the concerns was it might not be the best use of time of all of the librarians to sit through our whole board meeting. But I do like having the librarians here so that we can get a direct report and
Well,
give,
just like
get
a while
feedback.
ago, we had Blackie. We could ask Grace.
right,
That reminds me, Grace sent me a message. They're there to work on the kitchen today.
oh, good,
See,
okay,
that's-
yeah,
Sorry,
That
that
was
was-
one that we could.
yeah. I
Um,
mean, and at least, and maybe because they don't need to be here for the whole meeting,
We
this
have
is
them
just a
first,
thought, they could be first, or they could attend by Zoom and we could fix it so that we could see them.
Well, I
Yes.
do want to say one thing is that being here in this meeting and being able to hear what's going on is really helpful.
Okay, good to hear that.
And to be able to discuss things and tell you all things that are going on and get feedback on it, know what needs to be done.
Well, you get
Is-
immediate feedback if you're here.
Yeah.
Right,
you get
that's
immediate
true,
feedback.
yeah.
You don't have to wait.
And then
for it,
we have-
and you don't have to rely on somebody remembering what happened in the meeting to tell you about it the next day or next
Mhm.
week or whatever.
Mhm.
You can be here and discuss it amongst everybody
Mhm.
yourselves.
But I don't think that precludes the idea of having regular staff meetings.
No,
Right,
I think one
Yeah.
thing that could be handy is, each library could have their own, like get everybody together, have a meeting and stuff. too.
Right, and maybe
They'll do,
they already do
I mean,
that.
it's just called showing up to work.
But, well, that's
but-
different though.
I know if they need to, they sit there and talk about the things when
Planning.
nobody else
Most of
is
the
there.
libraries only have one employee.
Right,
besides
so
the
would they
head
be-
librarian, so.
Well, no, two.
Three
So,
actually. They've
they
got
all
2
have 3.
assistants and a janitor. What I'd like to suggest is not have everybody come to every meeting, but like have a couple of people come every month. And if one of them has something big going on, like the construction happening at Blackie, then invite that librarian to be here
Mhm,
and just change it up every month.
mhm.
And they can come via Zoom too.
I just think it takes away from their library for them to be here. And also, in a staff meeting, you could relate to them what went on in
Yeah.
the board meeting.
But the
And
library's
there's
not
some
closed.
things that we don't need to discuss in front of
Absolutely.
staff,
Yeah,
Mhm.
so I don't know how you level that out, because I didn't like discussing salaries in front, pay raises in front of them, because you don't feel like you can say what
You need to.
you need to all the time. I mean, I'm happy with the 12% raise.
Mhm,
I'm not saying that, but sometimes I might not be.
mhm.
There's just certain things like that
That-
that you can ask them to leave.
And like Madeline
or
said,
can
we'd
you
have
do
them there
that?
first, have them there the first of the meeting, first 20 minutes and say, thank you, ladies.
Right. I don't think, I don't think we want to have an elitist system where we feel, where the board
We're
is
up there and they're
making,
down here.
yeah,
No,
is
no.
making decisions.
Can you go into executive session?
No,
No. So
There-
they can
and-
watch it on Zoom and get everything anyway.
Yes,
So-
They could,
but it's
yeah.
different being here.
yeah.
Yeah, it is. They don't
And we can
feel,
ask questions and,
Yeah.
and I think Ian's input has been useful in this meeting. So,
Ian's at every meeting.
okay.
Thank you very much. And I appreciate it a lot.
Well, that's what we need, we need feedback so we can,
well,
Right,
let's have
Make-
them come back then.
yeah, I think,
But do they get paid for their travel? Because they should. If
They
have to
should,
travel,
if they submit,
They should
if
get
they
mileage.
submit a mileage request, then they.
and they
do.
could, if we had this set up so that we could see who was attending by Zoom.
I can see.
Yeah, well, I
I mean,
know,
I can
but
turn
I
it
mean,
around and you
but
guys can see.
in that way, if we had questions, so they wouldn't have to travel is all I'm saying. They would be welcome to travel, but I do think, I don't know. I understand what you're saying, Libby, about money is always awkward to talk about. But I think since the decisions we make directly impact them, I think they have a right to know.
But they could know at staff meeting, she's in charge of staff meetings, she could relate anything to them.
Yeah.
There's really no reason.
Plus they
why
can
should
go
have
on
to travel
Zoom
here,
and
'cause
watch this
She
meeting.
can tell them anything that goes on in the meeting,
Mhm.
and then they could tell her to bring back to us what they want.
We can do that.
I mean,
And
to
if,
me, it just doesn't make sense to have them travel all that way when a lot of them are needing help some days. Now,
and there's only 3 employees at the library at a time. It's
Mhm,
not many.
it's not,
Mhm.
And the part-time employees are not always there
right?
Mhm.
either, so.
But could we have a situate like once a year or I don't know if that's of any use at all, they could come in. I mean, that's just something to think about.
Could we ask them?
Ask them if they
Yeah,
want to attend
yeah,
the staff meeting
yeah.
or the board meetings. I think that's a good
I
idea.
know when I've talked to them, they are
want to.
interested in being here.
Mhm.
And when they can't be
Well,
here.
if we just have them there for the first of the meeting, then if we start at 11, they can be back by 12:30. And then they have lunch, the libraries anyway, so.
Well, we start at 11:30 now, so you're saying start half an hour earlier? I mean, we could, that's fine. I mean, I don't know if that, how that impacts other people. That would, no. Ally doesn't like that idea. It's just hard.
Let
to
them
get-
get ready.
That
for-
2.5 hours is precious.
Okay, well, I mean,
I
but
mean-
it doesn't, I mean, it
Yeah.
doesn't matter when we're talking about, I guess.
Yeah.
But I do think asking
Okay,
them.
what we could do is
yeah,
not have the approval of the minutes or anything, and just
Have
start down,
reports.
start down with the reports, then excuse them if they want to stay,
Mhm.
then we start with our.
And that would be, because I understand what you're saying, Jeanette, but I also know that sometimes,
You all make whatever decision.
No, no, you're part of it.
No,
Yeah, right.
no, we vote, and it doesn't matter what I say. You all vote your heart.
right,
Yeah.
sure, exactly,
Yeah.
It
right,
means nothing to me what you all say.
Yeah, because I don't
Okay.
agree with everything we say.
right, exactly. I just,
Technically, I mean, it's an open meeting. We don't.
anyone could attend
Anyone
anyway,
can come.
yeah, it's just whether.
Even Sam.
Mhm, yeah, exactly, right.
I can clarify a couple of things too on open records if you'd like me to. I mean, I've been doing this for 30, almost 40 years. Kentucky open meetings law makes any public body's meetings open to the public. Anytime 3 members are together at one time, or a majority, whatever, not necessarily 3, it depends on how many people are on board. But if a simple majority are together at one time, it has to be an open meeting under state law. The Attorney General and the courts have even ruled that if you have a meeting in a room that is too small for the people who are trying to get in, it's a de facto closed meeting, and nothing that's done there or anything that's done there can be challenged, and it could be that it all has to be redone because it wasn't a room big enough for people to attend. Even holding meetings during the day like you all do is not always usually not the best policy, because so many people work during the day that they can't attend the meetings. It's not, illegal to hold them during the day. It's just, sometimes not the best way for people to come and know what's going on and to give their input. As far as closing meetings, you can close them if you're discussing an individual personnel matter where it might result in the dismissal or discipline of an employee. If you're discussing the purchase or sale of real property where it might adversely affect the value if you discuss it in person. If you're discussing a lawsuit that has legally been, that has already been filed, you can't close one for a lawsuit that might be filed. If you think somebody might sue you, that's not reason enough under the rulings to close the meeting. And then there are some other things associated with economic development that really doesn't apply to anybody with an economic development board. That's
Well, thank you. That
Yeah,
clarifies.
that does. And maybe we should consider having one meeting a year or in the evening, so that the public could attend.
and also the other things, no 2 members, like if you could have a member that wants to get something done at a board meeting that they can't meet in series with, in order to avoid those. Discussions like that have to take place.
Okay. All right. Well, so what we're doing with having these special called meetings is fine as long as we advertise, as long as we
Yes,
post.
as long as we post it in
24 hours.
like
Mhm.
24 business hours.
Yeah,
In
sometime off.
I think they say at least 3 obvious places, so
Mhm.
all of the Facebook pages, our front and back doors covers the library system.
Okay, all right. So do we need a motion to change our order of the agenda to have reports from library
No,
directors? Okay, you'll just do that.
Yeah.
And we'll just do that. So at 11:30, the library directors can either attend in person or on Zoom,
Mhm.
and we'll have reports from them before we do anything else.
And then we'll proceed with the
Yeah,
regular.
okay.
Okay, announcements.
We're talking about Wayne Fleming.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So Saturday, when I was told, I sent a message to Chris Gooch,
Yeah.
asking if he had any CPA suggestions.
Mhm.
I know we could hire Chris to take care of the library accounts, but for to keep us from and them from it's like a
Legal.
conflict of interest for them to be both
Because he audited.
our
it.
accountant
Oh.
and our auditor.
You have to have
So
one.
if
Yeah.
we wanted to talk to Chris about them being our accountant,
You'd have to find it.
we would have to find another auditor.
Do you know anything about a replacement? I heard that there might be a replacement at Wayne's office.
Well, I know that Paul
Mm,
or
yeah.
or Caleb, depending on how long you've known him,
Yes.
is planning on helping them because he is an accountant,
Accountant.
but he's not a CPA.
Right.
And
Mm.
they have a life in Richmond, so I don't know. And
that
they
he
just
was
had a
gonna
baby.
get from.
So I don't
yeah.
know what the plans are. I haven't heard anything
Mm.
specific about what is going to happen.
Well, they told us to come and get all of our stuff,
Oh, they did.
Yes. Okay.
so we did.
Mm.
So
That
And she
means they're
thanked
not-
everyone for using them.
But it didn't sound like they were.
It doesn't
Turning it
sound to
over
me
to-
like she's gonna turn it over to,
No.
Okay.
but someone may buy it. I mean, you know.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it's not like Chris Gooch is the only CPA for 100 miles.
Mhm.
But we have a working relationship with him, and if he
Mhm.
suggests somebody to be accountant or bookkeeper for us, then I think we could trust him on that. Or if he suggests that they take over for us and then find us another auditor.
Is he local? I mean, is
He's
he
in
in
Hazard.
Rutherford County?
No,
He's
he's an
from
expert.
here, but
Also, his brother up at Neon,
Is he a CPA?
that's why I don't know, but
I
I know he
What
does.
about Fred Back? He went to Letcher. He lives in Lake County, but he worked for Lawton Adams. He worked with Chris for a while.
Oh, it works for Hog. You know him?
Oh, you mean Brian?
Is he? a
Well, he
CPA?
works for, PM and
He does all their
Jurassic-
accounts.
Jurassic.
Right, yeah.
So I wondered if he would be.
Yeah,
That's-
he,
He may
This
not
is
be a
brother-
CPA though. We have to
he's
use a
not. I
CPA,
don't
don't
think
we?
he is.
We
don't
don't
think
have
it's
to
a
have a
CPA.
CPA for the
don't have to.
accounts. It does have to be a CPA for the audit.
But
Right.
he,
And we've got the
Yes.
audit covered.
Yeah.
Mhm. If we continue with Chris, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it probably would be helpful to have someone more local than Hazard for the accountant, right?
Well,
Good luck.
I don't know.
yeah, I mean,
Don't
that's
know.
a
I
real
mean,
dilemma right
Right,
now.
a lot of the stuff that they do for us can be done through email.
Okay.
Like I pick up the bank statements and I deliver them to the office.
Mm-hmm.
But if we were working with somebody in Hazard or another
You could just
close
mail
town,
them.
I could pick up the statements, scan them and email them, and then they could email us the financial reports.
But how do you get your check signed? You know, because we have to go to Wayne's all the time.
That's a
sign
good
checks.
question.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
That's a good question. I'm thinking that it might be that they would bring us checks here to sign or send them to us somehow. That's one of those things that we need to know who we're working with before we
Yeah.
figure out how we get stuff signed.
Should we sit down and discuss what we need to do to present these people so that they can see if they fulfill the obligations,
Right, do we have a description of what, I mean,
like a job
a
description.
job description for the accountant?
We don't,
Because they just,
I mean, they just.
Turn it
do
over
what
to
they
them.
do.
Do they use like
They-
QuickBooks or something? No?
No, they use a different program.
Okay,
But I know Wayne was our auditor for a number of years before. When Bonnie retired, she stopped being the bookkeeper, so we had to have somebody to take care of it.
Okay, yeah.
So we just kind of handed it off, or
Mhm.
you guys handed it off. And, Bonnie wasn't a CPA, so it's,
Mm-hmm. So it
You
doesn't,
don't have to be a CPA if you have the knowledge.
right,
Yeah.
and is
Well,
the
what
person,
about Cindy?
Cindy,
I
I
would
don't
say
know.
Cindy probably could do.
she
because
can
she's-
do a lot of stuff, but
I
there's
don't know if that
something.
is-
She works for Wayne.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
Yeah, if
all
you've ever
this time
gone into
he's been off.
contact,
I've
she's the
never-
one that's.
yeah.
All this
Probably
time he's
need
been
to
out,
find
she's
out
been,
from her what she's going to do.
yeah, she
'Cause
does,
She would know already.
Mhm.
Yeah,
she does the
um,
payroll for a lot of these companies.
So should we, I mean, are you just going to, maybe, should we make a list of people for you to check out, or do we need to make a decision as a
I think
board as
that's
to
your
who?
decision.
Is it
isn't
your decision?
I
I
is
don't
it
know.
my decision?
I don't know.
We could recommend.
I
We
think,
could recommend, but I mean, you need to,
I
you need to
think
do some,
we should hear what Chris has to say,
right,
because if
right.
he can, I mean, we could put together a list of bookkeepers or accountants for, I think it should be all of us to talk to, because
Okay.
it's not,
Yeah, it's a big
it's
responsibility.
a lot of stuff, and we
Mhm.
pay them like close to $30,000 a year.
Okay, yeah, big part of
So-
the budget, yeah.
Because, you know, I mean, it's not all money that's going to them for service. It covers any, like office supplies that they use for us. It covers postage when they mail out checks for us. So.
It's like being a treasurer,
Sure, yeah,
taking care of all of the money.
Secretary treasurer. Right.
yeah,
Kind of,
right, yeah.
I really don't think, I mean, I can compile a list and figure out what we need to ask them. I can
Okay,
get,
Like we know they don't have to be a CPA.
Right.
right,
That's
right.
good.
So we have Chris and then possibly this guy that works,
Brian Gooch is
Brian
Griffith's
Gooch,
brother.
okay.
Yeah.
And he may recommend his brother, who knows, you know, I don't know if he.
I keep looking at my email, seeing maybe he'll send something
He's
to
pretty
me,
strict.
but,
He what now?
He's pretty strict. so-
Brian.
Oh,
Chris?
yeah.
Chris is.
Yeah.
Well,
He's
he's
got
following the
the-
rules.
Yes, he is.
That's
So
good.
Yeah,
I will,
CPA.
Ain't kidding.
I'll put together a list of names and see what Cindy has to say.
what's Cindy's last name?
Anderson.
She lives at Hyson.
Okay, yeah, I don't know.
She told John this morning that they had talked with Chris and he had agreed to try to work with any clients.
Oh, good, okay,
Yeah.
so he's probably being
So-
contacted by lots of. different
Yeah,
Now,
recruiters.
how
I'm
many
sure-
people does he have in his office?
Mhm. It's a big office.
Seven at least that I've met.
I
And
think
she
he's
told
the
John
judge
that she
with
had a
those.
lot, he had.
Yeah, oh,
several,
really, yeah.
Okay.
Cause ours is very complicated.
I know that Byron Jacobs, he is not accepting any new clients from Knott County.
Mhm.
And this is a big, I mean, Wayne's
Big
got a lot of
account, yeah.
clients.
Mhm.
Yeah.
He's got
So-
a lot of clients.
Huh?
Mhm.
He's got clients all in Letcher County and Knox
And
County.
other places, yeah.
Cindy, Chris.
Well, she's doing
Mhm.
this, what do you think, I talked to Donna about a gift from Farm Bureau since she was our secretary treasurer. Asked if she wanted flowers or,
Oh, yes, some way of acknowledging.
and she said a blanket first, a flower second. So,
Okay. And we can't use any funds for that, but we
Right.
can individually make donations, yeah. How
We-
much do
we-
those run?
so we can donate and,
And send it from the library
Yeah.
board. I think we could definitely do that, right?
Yeah.
And I don't remember how much does a blanket cost?
I have no idea.
I know, I mean, I bought them.
I'm going up to the board, our board's already, gonna get him a blanket and flowers.
Right,
And
okay.
so I can check with the price and
And could
call you all.
Could you
Well, we could just give you money and then if it's not enough.
let us know?
I'll take
Let us know.
$100 a piece.
Okay. And then we'll never see him again, right? Yeah.
I tore a blanket with all that money.
Right, yeah.
Tour back.
Yeah, right. Paint the town red, huh?
don't have any, I gotta go get some.
Yeah.
I just have a debit card. Will you take that?
Just tell me how much, you want.
I'll do 20.
20, okay.
Do you want me to call Whitesburg Florist and see?
Were you gonna go by Food City or
I'm
by
going
Food
to-
Forest, right next door? Yeah.
And she does beautiful work.
Mhm.
I said she does really pretty work. And she has the blankets and everything.
How far away? Like, should I try and keep it in Letcher and surrounding counties?
There's a
Um,
slew of them in
In
like
Pikeville?
County.
Yeah,
Yeah, and there's a lot in Floyd County.
And yeah, Prestonsburg,
So,
there's
Letcher and surrounding,
Yeah.
just try and keep it
Yeah.
close within a county,
Mhm.
within.
Yeah, I
what-
would think.
Yeah.
I mean, you
Okay.
probably wouldn't need to do that much, but,
Um,
you ready to
I-
eat lunch?
I don't have any announcements, but just to
Just our
clarify.
special meeting.
Yes.
Yeah, the special
I'll make
meeting on-
sign posts for that. And, so I'm going to talk to Cindy and we're gonna roll it back to previous amount plus the 12% and that until after the meeting, the next meeting or?
Oh, no, I don't think we're gonna do anything until
Okay,
the
so
25th.
just
Am I
leave it
right?
alone.
Just leave it alone right now.
Okay, and
And then
What
we'll
you've
look
been doing.
Yeah.
I'll do a chart,
Okay,
with what they were making, what they are currently making, and then some of these other,
I added it up and showed the difference. If somebody got the total, like everything on the adjustment, it would be a $5.60 difference than the 12%.
and I think. we
okay,
had-
but you understand that we're talking about doing both, not one or the other.
I know.
Right,
That-
okay.
That's with both or with just the 12%.
So we had like one person that hit all the
Right,
marks.
okay, yeah,
Everybody else was like between two and
right. But do you see that a 12% raise on your
previous amount.
previous salary would be more than the adjustment alone?
Oh, it'd
That-
be,
No, it
Mm,
wasn't.
it'd be
no.
less.
Cause we'd have to, on the previous salary, we'd have to dial them back to what they were at, and then the 12%. I mean, it's more than what they were making. But it's,
It's
Okay, well,
when
we-
they've been making for the last.
Right, exactly, right, yeah, that's what, yeah.
$5.60 difference per.
You're
Our
right.
next meeting is on the 20th.
25th,
Right there.
I'll make a chart.
I
Oh,
meant
the
November.
November.
20th.
November 20th,
It-
yes.
Oh, yes, the next meeting is, the third Monday is November 20th. 11:30 at Jenkins. And, why I keep grabbing the mouse, it's not plugged in. And Thanksgiving, I believe, is the 26th. So the library's Thanksgiving potluck will be on the 24th at 6 o'clock here downstairs in the big room. And I'll,
26th,
I'll remember you guys that, I mean,
24th.
remind you guys that when
24th.
we meet.
What time?
6,
6 p.m.
6, right? You always meet at 6 downstairs for the staff potluck, staff, volunteers and board.
Yeah,
Okay,
I don't know what time we meet down there. I think it's 5:30 or 6.
okay, so, and that's on the 24th,
yes, that's the Tuesday before Thanksgiving.
okay.
Anything else? Before,
Wait a minute, you said it's
isn't Thanksgiving on the 26th?
that's a Sunday. No, Thanksgiving is on the 23rd.
It's always on a Thursday.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's Thursday, the 23rd.
Yeah,
This is.
And we're meeting on Monday, the 20th.
Oh, it's showing me.
No, we
We're meeting Monday, the 20th, right?
I
yeah,
thought it's
that's what
25th.
it's, yeah.
Oh, you mean here, regular meeting.
Right,
Yeah,
regular
right,
meeting.
right.
It'll be
Next-
Monday, the
I'm sorry,
20th.
it was
November
showing
meeting.
me October.
Okay.
Not November.
So when would the potluck be?
Let me look on this calendar.
Okay,
This-
would it
this
be
one's
the-
weird.
The week before, or,
It's the Tuesday before Thanksgiving.
so that'd be the 21st, the day after our meeting.
Yes.
Okay, at 6 o'clock.
And you guys don't need to bring anything if you're coming.
Oh, well. The staff don't have to feed us. We can bring some, can't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So,
It is on the 21st.
And this flyer is terrific.
yes, yes.
Very friendly
Mhm.
with the calendar.
Okay.
I like how it's color coded with the
Yes.
calendar. That's
Yes.
cool. Very helpful.
And if you look at our website, I accidentally did not change when I did the schedule of meetings on the website, I haven't changed the date on those, but I'm gonna go back in this afternoon and fix those.
Something that I do want us to talk about at our next November meeting, if you can think that is the idea of going out to the kindergartens with story hour. I still think that's a good idea, to do something to reach out to those kids, to get them to be library.
Yeah, that's a great age.
Well,
Yeah,
They do go around to all the schools that invite them during Read Across America, which is
okay.
in the,
That's,
it's
that
in the beginning
is
of the year.
March, isn't it? March.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's good, but I think would it hurt to do it on a monthly basis to go to? Kindergarten teachers would love the
Oh,
break,
yeah.
that's part of.
and I think
Mrs.
that's a
Jones.
good way.
She
to-
does do outreach, but just not every month.
Okay,
Like,
I mean, well, we can talk about it
Yeah.
later, but I'd like to put that on the agenda for the
Okay.
November meeting, so we can. And, if she wanted to, be here to talk about it and see what her thoughts are about it, but I think, I don't think you can always ask the public to come to you initially. I think if you go to them and you send home, just like, what is it, Hoopla and Libby, I didn't know anything, and I told my neighbor who has two small ones about it. And I think if there was a handout that these kids could take home and say, we can watch movies free with a library card, that would be news to a lot of
And we get
parents.
2,000 library cards.
Yeah, right. Well,
But that, I
I'm just
mean, that-
imagining.
yeah,
what
that's
that
what
would do
the
to
point
the
is. What now?
I'm just imagining what that would do to the hoopla bill.
I thought that it was, is there
It's free for the library users. We have to pay for it. And we pay by what's borrowed.
oh, really?
Oh.
Yes.
But you don't want it to be a best kept secret or anything.
Oh, no,
Yeah,
no, we
it
tell
seems
people
like
about it all the
Yeah.
time. But, so, let me find this.
But kindergarten would be a great
it would be
age level
to reach out
classroom
to
to
people.
go, and even the preschool programs, but kindergarten definitely hits
That's-
all children.
That's when personality is formed.
Midwest Tape, which is the parent company of Hoopla, we pay them roughly $564 a month. And it roughly, because it
Mhm.
changes every month.
So how
depending on
many
what-
users do you have? Do you have any idea of that?
Don't, but I know we've had, that is around 300 checkouts.
So that's
Yeah.
not a whole lot, but.
300 checkouts,
Well,
pretty good.
okay.
But
Different,
Scoopla and Libby different.
Yes.
yeah,
Okay, well,
Libby, we pay for, to overdrive twice a year, and that is $1,500 because we're part of a consortium that uses like.
so
Libby
they don't
altogether.
charge you by checkout.
No, not for that one, not for the type of account that we have.
I'd be interested if you could share with us how many users of those 300 checkouts? You know, I mean, is it one person using it 20, you know
Oh,
what I
no,
mean?
no,
It's
people get
300 individual.
people get 10 checkouts a month through Hoopla from us, which is actually pretty good
Oh,
unless
that
you're
is,
renting a
but-
bunch of movies and TV shows.
Right, but I mean, is that, I guess my
How many
question,
people take
how many
advantage of it?
people are using it is my question.
I
You can tell us that, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. And so, yeah, I don't want to add to it, but I don't, you know, I think it's, we
Oh,
need to.
no, we're supposed to add to it.
Right, exactly.
I'm actually working on something right now to post a
Promote
YouTube-
it.
Yeah, post a YouTube video and promote it.
And if nobody else is gonna eat these lunches that come, think you need to stop buying them. If I'm gonna, I mean, they're sitting
Oh, I
there.
take it home with me.
Oh, you do? Okay,
Great
yeah.
lunches. Somebody wanna, anything
need-
else we need to talk about, or are we?
I need to meet, I need a,
I move that we adjourn.
okay.
I second.
All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And I'll say that, what am I-
If we owe you
I think that's
anything,
gonna
let
be-
us
yeah,
know
let us
on
know
the
how much it
25th.
ends up being.
Okay?
yeah,
I'm on.
extra 50.
Oh, there we go.
Uh-huh.
I just give you I ran out of checks.
And
Which
if
I
it's
haven't
less than
done.
this, I'll return.
Okay, sure.
Right over to me.
That's all right.
You needed
Totally.
someone to sign a check.
Yes, I do
Yeah.
need,
Will you
Wayne
sit and
Fleming's
eat with
office,
me, Howard?
Yeah.
Wayne Fleming's office is closed tomorrow, but they will be open on Wednesday for.
So you won't be able
check
to do anything until then?
rate.
What
Like
you're
talk to
saying.
Cindy, I can talk to Cindy.
No,
when I
no,
go there
sign
today.
a check.
Oh, right, the checks will be ready for signing on Wednesday.
Okay. I will be out of town Thursday through the following Monday, so, but I'll be happy to do it Wednesday.
I'm gonna go get the state.
Oh, we're meeting Wednesday, remember?
I've got state fund. I'm gonna close down the account, the meeting now. Thank you for attending. Bye. Let me know if you have any questions.